everybody had a nice winter break and that, hi. I think it just restarted. If it didn't, I'm going to say it all again. I hope everybody had a nice winter break, and I hope we're all feeling refreshed, and or we're just here. We're present. We're here for it. We got a bunch of new group members over the Christmas break. I love that. Good morning. Welcome. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. I'm happy to answer them as we go. If there's anything that we're not hitting on that you have a question about, ask about that. If something hurts, ask about that. We'll try and sort of work through it in live action space and time. If it really hurts, don't do it. Rule number one, if it hurts, don't do it. I can either help you work through a way that feels better doing it, or we can get you to a human who can figure out why it's hurting so much. If you don't think you should do it, don't do it. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. If it doesn't feel good, if it doesn't feel like it's hitting the right places, all of those things, don't do it. And if it does, do it. So what we need for today is we need our 1 pound weights. I've gone with some garbanzo beans today because why not? We just love a good chickpea weight. And a towel. And I've got a kid's towel behind me because, again, it was available. And so we're going to warm up, and then we're going to stretch them out. Today we're going to focus on biceps, triceps, and pecs. And that's where we're going to start. We're just going to get into it. And so let's do that. Let's see if we've got the right lineup and the right space for us. And I'll see if I leave my comments up so I can see it if you got any questions. All right, so here we go. Move this chair out of the way. Let's just warm them up, all right? Very exciting. Cross them in front of you. Hiya! Get them open. Get them going. Swing them around. Just a little warm up. Nothing exciting. All right, move those joints around. If that hurts your shoulders, little march. Little march. Use your shoulder blades to do it. All right? Pull from back here. Pull from your shoulder blades. Keep them away from your ears. I want you to think about a big space between your ears and your, what are they called? Your shoulders. All right? So, there we go. We're open. We're loose. We're going to do 3 exercises first to get the muscles fired up, and then we're going to do 3 stretches. The tricep stretch, we're going to do a couple modifications on, just because people have different bodies, and that's how it goes. So, get your 1 pound weights. We're going to just do some bicep curls. That's it. Easy peasy. So, your bicep attaches from the front of your shoulder through the elbow. Here's an answer from Healthline. Thank you so much. She's so helpful. Through the elbow. So, we're going to extend the whole muscle. All right? And then we're going to curl it up. We're going to extend and curl it up. Extend and curl it up. All right? My shoulder is in line with my ear. My posture is beautiful. My tummy's a little bit tight. My butt's a little bit tight. My postural stabilizers. My shoulders are back and down. All of those things. We're sort of counting. I'm going to say 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. And then we take a little rest. We put them down. We swing them out. We went skating this weekend. Ice skating my kids for the first time. We got those little pushy carts. Fantastic. But for an hour, my husband and I did this. And so I'm not going to lie. I feel that bicep today. Cool. That's neat. That's a neat side effect of parenting that I did not expect. All right. 10 more. Beautiful posture. Shoulders back and down. And we just curl. Curl the bicep. Curl the bicep. If you want to warm up with a heavier weight, go nuts. If you want to warm up with a resistance band, you can put the resistance band under your foot. Let's see, I've got a band kicking around here somewhere. I'll show you at the next round. 9, I'm going to say 9, 10. 1 extra for good luck because I wasn't counting, because talking and counting at the same time, maybe not my best. Let's find my resistance band. Et voila. All right. So I've got it under my foot. All right, I'm gonna curl it around my hand twice. Not enough to cut the circulation off, but enough that if it wants to slip, see, I'm not even holding it. I sort of tucked it under there. It's not gonna slip and either whack me in the foot or, and I really have my foot stable on it because I don't really want this to pop me in the face. It's not the game I'm after this morning. All right, so again, beautiful posture. We curl up. All right, we're just warming the muscles up. This is not like a big heavy duty exercise. If you need modifications, if standing is not your game, if you can't get good beautiful posture while you're standing, sit with your feet and knees at 90-90. So my feet are flat on the floor. There's a straight line up to my knees. There's a straight line back to my hips. And then I can sit with beautiful posture. I feel like I have good postural control here, which means my shoulders are back and down. My ears are over my shoulders. My tummy is a little tight. My shoulder blades are squeezing a little bit. I'm getting those postural stabilizers. And then work it from here. So you can do a bicep curl while you're sitting. Easy peasy. All right? If that's too much, put the weights down. If you need elbow support, can you see? These have arms. Do elbow support. This good postural work will benefit you no matter what. So just do that part. If you just want to lift and lower, that's fine. If you can't get your arms all the way open, that's fine. Do the things that you can do, and the more that you do them, the easier they will become. The more you can challenge yourself. You can do them sitting, you can do them standing, you can do them lying down. Whatever position you can do it in that's pain-free, that gets you the most range, gets you the best results. Okay? Number 2, triceps. Fantastic. Again, our same friends. Same kit and caboodle. All right, so the tricep attaches from the back to the back of the elbow. So we're going to shorten that position and then work it there. All right, take your jug. So I like a forward flexion. Now, I'm going to brace myself with this hand. I'm going to do it not with a flat palm because every time I do it with a flat palm, I push my little phone button with my wrist. And she talks to me and she listens. So I'm going to do a fist. That's who I am. All right, so I want you to squeeze your butt. Bring your shoulder blades back and down. Your head is going to be in line with your shoulders. So a little bit of a chin tuck. All right, so we want good form with this one. Okay, a little bit of a chin tuck, tight belly. We're coming back. Tricep extension. All right, same, 3 sets of 10. So this one we're gonna just alternate arms. No big deal. 9 and 10. 10, were we counting? Who knows? All right, so the good news is we just worked one. Well, we can rest this one. We go to the other one, all right? So you can't see it, it's on the other side of my body, haha. Let's do a front view. So like, yes, that's the position I want. Like the yes position, except, you know, with the can. And again, pull it back and extend it. All right, so that's what it looks like from the front. Sorry, my head posture is not good because I'm trying to look at you. But all right, I've got myself squared up, hips forward, abs tight, butt tight. I'm forward flexed. Honestly, that's a little more forward than I like it, but it is what it is. This is the situation we have. Kitchen counter is a good place to brace, all right? There we go. I think that was done. Now, modifications for this. Can you do this sitting? Yes, you can. No. That was amazing. So I just did the back of the chair. So get a chair without a back or without a back. Without arms is fine. And then you can just extend from the seated position. Got it? There we go, from the seated position. This guy right here, this works your triceps. If you can't push yourself all the way up, I don't care. We're getting them firing. They're back, and we're getting them firing. As you get stronger, you'll be able to push yourself more and more and more, and eventually, triceps. All right, triceps. Push yourself all the way up. Whatever works for you. We're just getting this muscle back here firing, all right? Which means we need to shorten it and bring it back out. Shorten it and bring it back out, all right? So we're trying to work the full length of the muscle, but if we can't get that full length pain-free, we're going to work into the pain-free range and strength that we have. building on that, excuse me. All right, we'll do one more. We'll do both. We'll see what we got here. All right, so we're going to do it without resting. A little forward flexion, core stabilization, which means when I say core stabilization, that's 3 parts. Shoulder blades back and down, belly button pulled into the spine with pelvic floor lifted, and your butt just a little squeeze. That pelvic floor lift, I want you to think you got a quarter between your cheeks. Somebody's trying to take it. Just give it a little, that pulls everybody in. That stabilizes your spine. That takes you out of your low back. It takes you out of your pecs. That's what we're here for. All right, so here we go. Little forward flexion. There we go. Double triceps. Added bonus to the forward flexion with your core intact is that you're getting a little bit transverse abdominis, you're getting a little glutes, a little pelvic floor, and a little shoulder blades. Everybody in the same boat. Everybody's working because we don't use our arms without our core. If we are, we have pain. All right, last but not least, we're going to do some pec work. Now, I say we're going to do some pec work because we need to figure out how to stretch these out. We are all in this like forward flex position. We're either typing, we're carrying a kid, we're doing things in front of us. All of those things bring us forward. They bring us into our pecs, our hip flexors, and our little low back muscles. Those are not the people who are good to stabilize us. Stabilizers are shoulder blades, abdominals, and glutes. But if they get too tight, they also get weak, which means they can't handle that full breath. When we ask them to stand up and support us, our shoulder blades are like, I'm not fighting the pecs. The pecs are really tight and they're really weak, and they told me not to. So we need to work the pecs, but we need to work them so that we can stretch them. So we're just going to do a wall push-up. And I'm going to try and do it in a way where you guys can see me. So I'm going to do it not on the wall. I'm going to do it here. This is... That's what she said. She said she was going to do it, so she may as well. All right. So push in, push out. Push in, push out. All right. So when we push out is when we're squeezing those pecs together. All right. So we come in and we come out. Can you all see me if I go over Heidi in the corner here? I'm going to turn it a little bit, and just because I've got a legit wall here. Although it's not. All right, in and out. So again, core. Shoulder blades, abs, butt. We press in, we press out. We press in, we press out. If this is no good for you, you can do an air press. Honestly, sitting, standing, you can do a press. Okay? Fire the muscles. Imagine you're pushing a boulder. Imagine you're pushing a boulder. If you have your shoulders back and down, if you have a good space between your ears and your shoulders, you can fire those muscles with the power of your perception, right? If I imagine that I'm pushing something heavy, I feel those muscles firing, okay? If I want to get a little weighted in there, I can push my boulder, all right? So I have my 1 pound weights. Push my boulder. If I have an inanimate object in front of me, like here I have the desk, I can push the desk and do an isometric, which is just a hold, a push hold.
I find this on the web.
Thank you. She's so helpful. So you want to just get those muscles to fire, all right? So push, and then you're going to open that chest back up. Push and open that chest back up. If that's a wall press up, awesome. If that's just an isometric hold, you're pushing 3, 4, 5, and then relaxing. Whatever it is, we're getting them firing. And again, when I said relaxing, we're opening those shoulders back up, okay? So we're pushing 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're relaxing and opening those shoulders back up. So everybody's warmed up. I'm going to get better. My timing this morning is off, but that's okay because we're going to go through the stretches, and they are 30-second holds 3 times each. And that's all there is to it. All right, so the first 2 bicep and pec stretches are really good to do in a doorway. And so I've got my doorway right here. And so here we go. I'm just going to give my husband a little holler. I'm opening the door. I'm using the doorway. All right, lean. That's all it is. It's a lean. Tighten the core, Shoulders back and down, lean in. All right, so bent elbows, you're getting your pecs. Right through here, stretching your pecs. All right, straight elbows, we're getting the bicep. So this one, you might have to sort of move them around. Unfortunately, I'm locked in by like wall on either side, but you might be up here to get your biceps stretched. You might be straight out, one arm at a time. All right, so we're elongating from here to here. Think about that as your stretch. Elongating what we just worked. So find the spot that stretches it. Up, down, right there for me. That's where I feel it. And I want to feel it in the muscle belly. I'm not feeling it in the elbow. I'm not feeling it in the shoulder. I'm feeling it in the space between. In the muscle belly is where we're stretching. When you're doing your pec stretch, same thing. Up and down. I want you to feel it in the muscle belly. Okay? So if you're feeling it in your joint spaces, if you're feeling it in your shoulder, if you're feeling it in your elbow, if you're feeling it along your breastbone, you are not stretching the muscle bellies. You're into the tendons and the ligaments and the joint space. That's not where you want to feel it, okay? So the pectoral muscle sits right here, all right? And so if we're stretching it, I want you to feel it in the middle, in the belly of the beast, the other pec, you know, the bicep. It crosses these two joints. I want you to feel it in the belly of the beast. I want you to feel it in those muscle bellies. And the tricep, which we're going to do now, I've got a couple variations because the tricep is a tricky one to stretch. I feel like every class you've ever taken is like, put your arm over your head, pull your elbow, and then you feel it. That is not for me. That is not a stretch that I've ever felt particularly. And I like stretching my triceps because they get tight. We use them. When they're short, they're weak. So, but again, we want to feel it in the belly of the muscles. So we're looking for like the bulk of the belly behind, not in the back of the shoulder, not in the shoulder blade, and certainly not at the elbow. So traditionally, when we're talking about a tricep stretch, the teacher, you know, in the classes, we've all, well, let's face it, anybody my age has taken the classes probably, or seen the classes online where they're like, okay, up and over. So if this works for you, I love that for you. If you want to rest your hand on your head and pull it over, if you can drop it behind your back, and you can stretch it, awesome. I love that. This hand is doing, so this hand is like resting here. Can we see that? Sort of resting on my back. And then this hand is giving some overpressure. All right. And again, we're looking for a stretch through here, not in the armpit, not any point in the shoulder, not at the elbow, in the middle of the muscle belly. That's where we're looking. 30-second hold. Okay. If that is not for you, that is okay. That is where the towel comes in. All right, so take your towel, put it over your back. Okay, there we go. I have this towel here. I'm going to grab onto it. I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to stretch. Okay, so I'm stretching. This is my overpressure. This is where I feel it, right here. Right in my tricep. Okay? Can you do this sitting down? Of course you can. She said, with full confidence. There we go. We got it? We see it? We're looking good? 30-second hold. And like a real 30 seconds, not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, blah, blah, blah. Count your Mississippis, count your 1000s, 30 seconds. And then last but not least, if you do not have the dexterity in this arm to get back there and pull a towel, or if you do not have the dexterity in this arm to reach over and pull, then have I got the stretch for you. It slices, it dices. All right, this guy right here. Elbow against the wall. Oh my gosh, well that's like the worst angle for you guys ever. I'm just gonna, here we go. Here we go. Elbow against the wall, slide up into position. Lean into it. Lean that that way. Lean into the stretch. I feel that just as much as... A little under your desk. Bring it up. See, this hand is right behind? Right behind there. So I started here. I relax it because I'm pushing into the wall a little bit. I'm giving a little feedback into the joint. I'm sliding it up all the way to there. And then I'm sort of just like stepping forward into that stretch. And I feel it in the same spot that I felt it if I was doing the other two. This might be easier if you don't have the dexterity in the other shoulder, or if you don't have the strength to get it and hold it up there. This might be the one for you. All right, well, that is day one, shoulders, winter warm up. Hopefully your shoulders are feeling really nice and loose right now and very warmed up and ready to shovel, because at some point here in the Northeast, you might actually get snow. When? I don't know, but it's coming. That's not a weather report. I'm just guessing. But that's what we got. Feedback, always welcome. I'm happy to take what you need to know and teach you if I can, if I have the skill for that. If it hurts, don't do it. Please don't do it. Send me a message. We'll figure it out. We'll work on something. But in the meantime, warm up, stretch them out. I realize we didn't spend quite as much time on stretching today as we did on warming up. I want you to do the stretches, so I'm going to do better at getting a concise exercise stretch. That's for next week. Let's make that a goal. Or Wednesday. Also next week. Nailing it. That's all I have. I hope everybody's a great day and that the weather holds out and it doesn't get too chilly for us this morning. All right. Bye, guys.